Alongside the friendly ghost, Elijah Casper.
Hello.
On Wild Left. And this is UA Overtime. Elijah, it's been a long time since we were here. I mean,
absolutely.
It's good to be back with you, my man.
Yeah, I've never been here before. This is great.
Alrighty, so we got to get going with sports.
Let's
start with some hoops. Jay Wright and the Villanova Wildcats won the 2018 National Championship Monday night, a 79-62 victory over Michigan in the Alamo Dome in San Antonio, their second title in 3 years. You see, Monday was a great day for college basketball. You think about the most successful people in any industry, the best doctors, surgeons, real estate agents, stockbrokers, and what do they all have in common? Hard work, dedication. They're willing to sacrifice for others, work together with their staff, and they've got experience. Who do you have more confidence in? Think about it. The 21-year-old surgeon or the 45-year-old one? Ironically, as Kentucky coach Sean Calipari said during his Basketball Hall of Fame induction speech, when describing the success of his Kentucky and Memphis basketball teams, quote, "You let your brothers eat, and as a result, we won a lot of games and a lot of championships." You see, Villanova didn't buy into the one-and-done hype that's been all the talk in this sport for the last 5 years. You look at who's winning the national championships as of late. It's UConn, Louisville, North Carolina, and Jay Wright's Wildcats. They've got NBA players, don't you worry. But 3 to 4 year guys who don't want to rent a spot on your campus for 4 months and jump on the first ticket for the NBA. Teams win national championships with players like Jalen Brunson, the junior point guard, the leader, Naismith Player of the Year, the lone starter remaining from their championship team back in 2016. Mikal Bridges, a redshirt junior, their second leading scorer, and the Big East Defensive Player of the Year 1 year ago. Eric Pascal, redshirt junior, a key starter, and Dante DiVincenzo, redshirt sophomore, the sixth man of the year in the Big East, and the Final Four's most outstanding player with 31 points in the national championship game. The common denominator, guys who came together, stayed 3-4 years and worked their butt off, were selfless, and embraced what college basketball is all about. Development, growth, figuring out who you are and how you can be a piece of the puzzle that helps the team win. In this case, a national championship. Congrats to Villanova, your 2018 national championships. Take it away, Elijah.
The University of Albany's men's basketball team will have a whole new look in the upcoming 2018-2019 season. Over the past week, the Great Danes' leading scorer, Joe Cremo, former America East All-Conference first-team selection David Nichols, and along with several key reserves, Xavier Cochran and Matt Conway, have all announced they are planning on transferring for the start of the 2018 and 2019 season. Cremo and Nichols, who are both finishing up their junior year and are using their transfer eligibility to test the waters in hopes to play against higher competition for their final year. Cremo will finish out his semester in May. He'll take 2 classes online over the summer and will be eligible to graduate. This allows him to play next year at another school. Nichols plans to graduate in June from UAlbany and will also be eligible to finish out his final year at a different school. Cremo has played in 100 career games for the Great Danes, and in those games he has scored 1,469 points in his 3-year tenure at UAlbany. That's good enough for 8th all-time on the UAlbany scoring list. Nichols, who is also a member of the 1,000-point club here at UAlbany, averaged 14.6 points a game last season. Cremo has recently been reported to have been reached out by Duke, according to Jeff Goodman of ESPN. He has also been reached out from head coach Chris Holtman from Ohio State, George McDermott of Creighton, Shaka Smart of Texas, Pat Chambers of Penn State, and other coaches like the head coach of Marquette, all according to Goodman of ESPN. Nichols has heard from Oklahoma, Missouri, Florida State, Marquette, Butler, Xavier, DePaul, Loyola, Bradley, SMU, Nevada, and others, according to verbalcommits.com. In addition to Cremo and Nichols leaving, the Great Danes are also losing senior center Greg Steyer and graduate student Travis Charles, meaning they will lose their top 4 scorers from the past year. Junior forward Devontae Campbell is the lone returning starter for the team. Although Steyer has played his 4 years for UAlbany, under NCAA rules, Steyer has 1 season of athletic eligibility left, so he plans to take his talents to the football field. Steyer, who averaged 6.2 points and 5.6 rebounds in 132 career games in his 4 seasons at UAlbany, practiced with the football team on Tuesday at the team's spring practice. Steyer, who is 6'4" and weighs 255 pounds, played high school football and is trying out for the tight end position. Coach Will Brown will have his work cut out for him at the start of the 2018-2019 season, as he looks to rebuild the Great Danes back up with only one returning starter.
Albany men's lacrosse is the number 1 team in the nation right now, undefeated, 10-0, looking to match their best start in program history. 2007, when they started 11-0 before falling 2 straight to Syracuse and Binghamton. When asked how that 2007 squad would compare to this year's team, head coach Scott Marr said the 2007 team could match up well with this year's team, but he'd give the 2018 Danes the edge. The answer? The play of face-off king T.D. Early, who's won just under 84% from the X this season. The Danes will take on UMBC this weekend, and barring another magical UMBC fairy tale upset from the Retrievers, just ask Virginia and the entire college basketball world how that goes. They'll match the 2007 team's feat that fell 1 game short of the Final Four. The Danes have the 3rd best attendance in the country this season. Last weekend's home game versus rival Stony Brook, over 4,000 fans, the 3rd highest attended game ever in the history of Casey Stadium here in Albany. The only 2 teams drawing bigger average crowds, 11-time champion Syracuse and defending national champion Maryland, who both of which Albany has beaten this season. Anyone that's ever been to Albany knows what it's like, what it feels like in the winter and early spring here. It's cold, it's windy, it makes your face hurt, but despite all that, the fans have come out to witness history, greatness, right here in upstate New York, and it's not in the Carrier Dome. It's time to thank the Albany men's lacrosse teams of the past for helping build this program up from the ground up to where they are right now. The head coach Scott Marr, now in his 18th season with the Danes, for wanting to build something special here in Albany. I'm sure he had offers over the years to do it somewhere else, a bigger school, maybe a blue blood, so to speak. But if he was going to do it, he was going to do it right here. Marr himself describes it as the following, saying, quote, "When I took this job, I said my biggest resource is right here in my backyard. We're just a blue-collar state school at state school prices." And went on to say, "I think New York State has some of the best lacrosse in the country." In addition, praise some of the greatest to ever do it, like Lyle Thompson and his brother Miles and cousin Ty, Connor Fields, Blaze Riordan, and the #1 recruit coming into the 2018 season, Dahoga Nanako, for jumping on the Dane train long before it was ever trending on Twitter. Regardless of what happens this season, with the Danes march into Gillette Stadium, the house that Brady and Belichick have called home for so many years, and lift up the championship trophy on Memorial Day weekend at the end of May, or fall short of their Final Four aspirations once again, we'll remember this season for history. Their first ever win over Syracuse, their first ever #1 overall ranking, and the unanimous #1 that would follow, and has stayed in that tact the last 4 consecutive weeks. The Great Danes put the lacrosse world on notice. Now it's time to sit back and see if they can take this, for the first time ever season, 1 step further. And we're back here on UA Overtime. My man Alec will tell you why may or may not the Boston Celtics are going to have some tough time getting to June.
That's right,
Take
Rob.
it away, Alec.
Yeah, Kyrie Irving is out for the remainder of the season, and that includes the playoffs. The Celtics' championship hopes have hit rock bottom. All-star guard Kyrie Irving will, like I said, miss 4 to 5 months because he has to take another knee procedure. Irving is still being haunted by a left kneecap fracture suffered in Game 1 of the 2015 NBA Finals, which led to surgeons implanting a tension wire and 2 screws in that knee. On March 24th of this year, the tension wire was removed, but the surgeons discovered that a bacterial infection was present at the site of the screws, leading to the decision to remove them. The Celtics said Thursday in a statement, "The fracture in Irving's patella has completely healed, and his knee remains structurally sound. He is expected to make a full recovery in 4 to 5 months. While that gap of time should allow Irving to be ready to go for training camp in September, the Celtics will now have to finish out the current season without his season averages of 24.4 points, 5.1 assists, and his career-high best 49.1% field goal success. While his absence is a huge blow to the Celtics, he's not the only one out. Gordon Hayward suffered a fractured tibia against the Cavaliers in the season opener and dislocated ankle in his left leg, which resulted in him missing the rest of the season. Breakout rookie Daniel Tice tore his meniscus, which also led to his season's end. And Marcus Smart has a thumb sprain, which will be reevaluated soon. Smart may come back for the second round of the playoffs, but like Rob, like you said, if the Celtics can make it.
Yeah.
The Celtics are currently second seed in the Eastern Conference and are positioned for a first-round date with either the Miami Heat, Washington Wizards, or the Greek Freaks, Milwaukee Bucks. Celtics hold a combined losing record of 4-6 against these three teams, and that's compiled mostly with Irving in the lineup. But for now, the Celtics have to hope that Irving makes a quick and full recovery without his past coming back to haunt him. Irving didn't leave fans without sharing his state of mind, like he always does. On his Instagram account, Irving posted an emotional, lengthy statement that says, "The hardest thing to do sometimes is accept the uncontrollable things life throws at you. You try consistently to learn, grow, and prepare every day to equip your mind, body, and spirit with tools to deal with some of those things. But I feel when those moments arise, they all give you a sense of unfulfillment simply because it puts some of your professional journey and goals on a brief hold." Irving shocked the sports world last summer requesting a trade from the Cavaliers and landing with the Boston Celtics in a deal that nobody saw coming. Now LeBron James has a smile on his face, and he might catch a break with Boston's weakened state, and he's poised to go to an 8th consecutive NBA Finals. Of course, he's going to lose to Houston and Golden State. While Irving is recovering from his operation, you can catch him in his new comedy film, Uncle Drew, which stars himself as the title character, as well as former NBA players Reggie Miller, Nate Robinson, and of course, the Diesel, Shaquille O'Neal. The film is due for a June 29th release. I'm sure to see it, Rob.
Thank you for that. We'll wrap it up, and that'll be episode number 1 in November.